And so when my mom passed away, I don't want to make it long, but I cannot go back. Before my mom passed away, the Lord visited me in a dream. And my mom gave me the keys to Ephratah Church. And for those of us that know Tide Mill School, we used to meet at Tide Mill School at one point. So I'd come into the compound, and she was leaving. And she said, I'm going somewhere. I'm going to start the service. And so I took the keys. I went into church, but I had no intention to start that service as usual, knowing me as I was then. But the only person that was in the building that day in the dream was Elder Juliet, our oldest member, who was sitting at the back there. And I didn't know she had heard the conversation in the dream. And so she turned around and said to me, your mom says you should go and start the service. Go and start the service. So I reluctantly took the mic, and I went in front of the church. It was just the two of us at that time. And I closed my eyes, and I was just praying randomly. And I opened my eyes, and the place had transformed. There were people just flooding in everywhere. And it looked like UE building. For those that are from Sierra Leone, you know what I'm talking about. As the gallery, I saw my loved ones coming in. And so I said, oh, service is about to start. Praise and worship, carry on. And then I woke up. My mom was still alive. And I wouldn't go into the details, but 2 months after that, she passed on to go to be with the Lord. And so I said, Lord, this is not for me. Let's have a conversation. I know what you're saying, but... And we had the conversation before my mom passed on. And so I called my beloved sister, and I said, Mom needs help. I didn't say God spoke to me. I said, Mom needs help. And she said, oh, you know, Mom, she will never leave a church for anyone, blah, 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 blah. I said, trust me on this one. She needs help. And that's all I could share. At that point, I was like, I don't want her to be tempted to say God spoke to you. And this was how God grafted us into position. We did not know what was to come. And so a couple of months after that, my mom went to be with the Lord. And I knew what God had said. I didn't know how it was going to happen, but I kept saying, God, I know what you said. So I'm just going to trust you in this journey. I don't know how it's going to happen. And thank God, 12 years later, we're still holding on. And we're still together. And the Lord has helped us. I'm going to round up with this. In the 12 years journey, I got ordained as an official pastor 2 years ago. And the Lord said to me, it's time. So I was like, Lord, you know, the journey that God does to me. I said, Lord, you mean, what do you, I said, God, okay, if it's you, then do certain things. And he did. And the ordination happened exactly 10 years, on the same day, 10 years that my mom passed away, which was not a coincidence. In the 12 years journey, the Lord took me through academia. I started my undergraduate in events. The Lord took me through. I completed it. Then I did my master's. The Lord took me through, and I completed it. Pastor Praise, can you please pass me my brown envelope? Glory be to God. And because of, I would say, my heart for God, God crowned it up for me. And this January, I received a certificate of my doctorate. Amen. And this was something I spoke to the Lord. I didn't ask for this. I didn't pray for this. The testimony for this, I can't share. It's too long. But God took me through a journey that it's for his glory. And there were so many things that happened. But when it came in January, for the 40th anniversary, I knew God had done this in his time. There were a lot of tears. For those that know the journey, oh my God, there were a lot of tears, a lot of anxiety, a lot of things. But it ended in praise. And I want to thank God. I want to thank God because he has not left me without a witness. He has not left Ephratah Church without a witness. He has not left